ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for your indulgence. You can have a seat, Mr. Stroller.
Thank you, Judge. Mr. Davis, do you recall me asking you the question? Okay, and obviously they were telling you what had happened that night. And do you recall your answer being, they were trying to tell me, but what they were trying to say, I think they were all in shock because what one was saying, the other was saying something a little bit different than the other one. So, and I really, they were trying to explain to me, but I wasn't hearing them. Do you recall that question and answer?
Well, you said it, and I think, from what you just read to me, it meant something different to you than it meant to me. And to me meant condolences. When I first came in to have the deposition with you, you shook my hand and you asked me, like you always ask people, how do you feel? And I said that I was devastated and that I was still devastated.
Your Honor.
And you,
Mr. Davis.
I'm going to tell you what I remember.
We need to have you just be responsive to the question, so.
Do you remember that answer, sir? Yes or no?
Mr. Stroll, I think, well, all right,
Yes.
go ahead.
I remember the word, you said it, and when you said it, in my thinking, in my state of mind, I was thinking of the boys came to console me. And when I said that it wasn't making any sense because I was devastated, and that I didn't say that they didn't make any sense, I didn't make any sense of it because I was devastated. That's what the word it meant to me.
Ms. Wolfson?
Just briefly,
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Davis, on that day that Mr. Strollo was just talking about, what was Leland Brunson's demeanor like?
He was crying uncontrollably. He was going back and forth in the house from the living room to Jordan's room. He would sit on the bed for a few minutes, come back to me and just cry and hug me. And he said, Pop, there's nothing I could have done. And then he went back to the bedroom.
And Mr. Davis, if you just refrain from saying what actually they told you that day. But Mr. Davis, were you able to make out any clear statements from Leland Brunson that day about what had happened?
The reason why I couldn't is because of my devastation. I couldn't make out. I just knew that the boys were just so sorry that my son was killed, and they were trying to console me.
And Mr. Davis, just briefly too, what was Tevin Thompson's demeanor like when he was over at the house that day talking to you?
He was crying also. He usually has a big smile on his face, and he was just crying. He was just crying.
And then finally, Mr. Davis, what was Tommy Storns' demeanor like when he was over at the house that day?
I don't recall Tommy coming that same day. For some reason, I just don't recall it. He could have been there, but I don't recall it. But
Okay.
I do recall him later on.
Your Honor, I have no further questions.
Anything further, Mr. Stroll?
No regret.
May he be excused?
Yes, sir.
Mrs. Wolfson?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you for Mr. Davis. You can take your seat. Next witness.
Your Honor, we call Chris Dunn.
Chris Dunn. Mr. Dunn, if you'll come to the front for me, please, sir. All the way up here to the front. And if you raise your right hand, the clerk will administer the oath to you.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Thank you.
All right, sir, if you come right around this way and have a seat for me, the bailiff will show you where to sit. And you can adjust that microphone as you need. Be sure to speak directly into it and keep your voice up so we can all hear you, all right?
All right.
Mr. Stroller.
Thank you, Your Honor. Sir, could you please state your name, spell your last name for the record?
Christopher Dunn, D-U-N-N.
And can you please tell the jury how you're related to Michael?
He's my father.
And do you recall the weekend, just turn on my mic, I apologize. Do you recall the weekend of the Thanksgiving weekend of 2012?
Yep.
And was that the weekend you were married?
Yes, it was.
Do you recall the date you were married?
November 23rd.
2012?
Yep, 2012.
Okay. And was your father, Michael Dunn, at your wedding?
Yes, he was.
Okay. If I could have defense 32. One second, Mr. Dunn. Okay, right there. And is that you, sir, all the way in the back sitting with your new bride?
Yes, it is.
Okay. And you recognize your father in that picture?
Yes, I do.
Okay. And did you guys have, is that a piano player or a DJ? Who's right there?
It's a DJ.
Okay. And how old are you, sir?
24.
Okay. And did you have some friends there at your wedding?
Yes, I did.
Okay. What kind of music did your DJ play?
I don't remember specifics. It was pretty much basic wedding music.
Okay. Did that include any type of modern top 40 or hip hop music?
No, it was kind of like classics, like classic wedding music.
Okay. Were people dancing?
Yep.
People having a good time?
Yes.
Let me ask you this. Was alcohol served at your wedding?
Yes, it was.
Was it make your own drinks?
No, we had a bartender.
Okay. And could you show the jury with your hand how big were the cups that the bartenders were serving?
Just little, like 8-ounce plastic cups.
Okay. Was not the big solo
No.
cups that people see and
No.
not the big wine glasses?
Nope.
Okay. How much alcohol at the end of the night did you end up taking back?
Well, we purchased about, it was right at $100 worth of alcohol for about 30 to 35 people, and we took over half of it home.
Okay. And I know you were kind of just rekindling the relationship with your father. Is that correct?
Yes, it was.
Okay. Did you invite him and were happy he was coming?
Yeah,
Did he appear to be happy to be there for you?
very happy.
Can I go to defense 33? Is that a picture with you and your bride and your father?
Yes, it is.
And who is the lovely lady in the blue dress?
This is my mom.
Okay. And that is your biological mom and dad?
Yep.
Okay. They are now exes?
Mm-hmm.
How is that relationship between your father and your mother?
Sustained.
Let me ask you this. Was there any type of anger or animosity that day at your wedding between Mr. Michael Dunn and anybody else at your wedding party?
No, they were getting along fine.
Okay. And obviously, your parents have been divorced for quite a long time?
Yes, they have.
Okay. At any time, did you see your dad pounding alcohol or drinking out of control?
No.
Did you have conversations with your father that day?
Yes, I did.
Was that even before alcohol was served at the wedding?
Yes.
Did you have conversations with your father after alcohol was served at the wedding?
Yes.
Did you notice any change in his speech? Was he slurring his words, anything like that?
No, not at all.
Did he have a strong odor of alcohol on his breath?
Nope.
Bloodshot, watery eyes, anything like that?
No.
Did you have any concerns about your father being impaired at your wedding?
No, I did not.
Did he do anything to embarrass you because he was a drunk fool, anything like that?
Nope.
Any issues at all with your dad at your wedding?
None at all.
Okay. At one point, did your father leave the wedding?
No.
I'm sorry?
No, he didn't leave. Well,
I meant to go home. I'm
Yes.
sorry. I didn't mean he left to go back.
Yeah.
At one point, did your dad actually say goodbye at your wedding to leave?
yes, because we had made plans to meet up the day after.
Okay. And that was with his fiancee Rhonda Rauer
Yes, it is.
and your new bride?
Yep.
And was that in St. Augustine?
Yes.
Okay. Don't give me your address, but where do you live? Do you live here in Jacksonville?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So you to go to St. Augustine wasn't that far for you?
No, it's not.
Okay. And did your dad appear to be happy when he left that evening?
Yes, he seemed in a very good mood.
Did he leave upset because of the type of music you were playing or anything like that?
No.
Was he upset at any of the guests that you had invited?
No.
And did you have any concern about your dad driving away from the wedding in his vehicle?
No.
If you did, would you have told him not to or called a cab for him,
Yeah.
anything like that?
Yes.
Can I go to stage 34, please? Is that just some extended family?
It's my sister and my grandmother.
Okay. And all the way to, I guess, the far right of the picture, is that Ann Austin, your grandmother?
Yes, it is.
That is your mom's mother?
Yes.
Okay. And can I have defense 35, please? Is that just a close-up again of other people?
Yes, it is.
And obviously, even with a distant relationship with your dad, you still included him with family photos
Yes.
and photos of the wedding party and friends?
Yes, we did.
And defense 36, please. Is that an accurate representation of close family and friends?
Yes.
Is that a picture of the entire wedding party?
That's all family.
Okay. And that doesn't include, obviously, friends that were
Yeah,
there?
that was just an all family photo.
Okay. Any animosity with family there because Michael was at your wedding?
No, none at all.
Nothing further, Judge.
Ms. Corey?
Mr. Dunn, how many times had you seen your father, Michael Dunn, in the last 15 years prior to your wedding?
Your Honor, I'm going to object to relevance.
Overruled.
How many times had you seen your father, Michael Dunn, in the last 15 years prior to your wedding?
3 times?
3 times total.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Is it fair to say you didn't know your father very well prior
Yeah.
to having him at your wedding?
Yes, it is.
Mr. Dunn, you were the groom, so you weren't with your father every minute of the wedding and the reception, were you?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Did your father have your telephone number?
Yes, he did.
Did Mrs. Rower or Ms. Rower have your phone number? Do
Yes,
you know?
ma'am.
Okay. And would you have been willing to take a phone call from either one of them, say, anytime between 8 p.m. the night of your wedding and midnight, to take care of their dog if there was some kind of an emergency?
Your Honor, I'm going to object to speculation.
I'm asking what he would have been willing to do.
Overruled.
Had you received a phone call from Rhonda Rower or your father, Michael Dunn, letting you know there had been an emergency and the dog had to be taken care of, would you have taken care of their little puppy, Charlie?
Yes, ma'am.
And were there other people at the wedding who would have done the same thing?
I can't speak for anybody else.
All right. Did you receive any phone calls from your father or Rhonda Rower asking you to assist them between the hours of 8 p.m. and midnight?
No, ma'am.
May I have just a moment?
Yes, ma'am.
How about between the hours of midnight and 8 a.m.?
No, ma'am.
And then how about between Saturday morning between the hours of 8 a.m. and noon? Any phone calls from your father or Rhonda Rower?
No, ma'am.
Thank you. Nothing further, Your Honor.
Mr. Stroll, anything further?
Yes, Your Honor, very briefly. Mr. Dunn, was that the first time you ever met Rhonda Rower?
Yes, it was.
At your wedding?
Yes.
Did you know her very well?
No.
Do you know anything about her other than what you met that night?
No.
Nothing further, Judge.
May he be excused?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Cor- Thank you, sir, you're excused. Next witness.
Phyllis Molinaro?
Phyllis Molinaro.
Well, yes, sir, Judge.
Okay, I want to make sure I said it right.
Yes, you did, Judge. Same photos. Was it 32 through 36? That we don't have to go all the way through again.
Your mic's on there, Mr. Stroll.
Oh, sorry, Judge.
That's all right. Ms. Molinaro, if you'll come straight to the front for me, please. All the way up here to the front. And if you raise your right hand, the clerk's going to administer the oath to you.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Thank you.
All right, ma'am, if you'll come right around this way and have a seat for me. And make yourself comfortable, and you can adjust that microphone as you need. Just be sure to speak into it, speak loudly so we can all hear you, all right?
Okay.
It sounds like you have a soft voice, so just be
Yes.
sure. Okay. Mr. Stroller.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good afternoon, Ms. Molinaro. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Could you please introduce yourself to the jury and then spell your name for Madam Court Reporter?
Okay. Phyllis Molinaro, Molinaro.
And how do you know Michael Dunn?
I was married to him,
Okay. How old were you when you guys got married?
19.
How old were you when you guys met?
When we met, 18.
Okay. Very whirlwind young romance?
High school,
Okay. And where did you guys get married?
Key West.
Is that where you had grown up?
Yes.
Is that where Mr. Dunn has grown up?
That's where he was when I met him. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And after you got married, how long were you guys married?
We were married until January of 91.
Okay. And at some point you two divorced?
Correct.
Any animosity or bad blood during the divorce?
No.
Okay.
sustained.
Let me ask you this. Did you stay in close contact after the divorce?
Not close contact, I did, like when my son started school, I send him pictures every year when school pictures were done, things like that, just to keep in touch.
Okay. And at some point, did you get remarried?
Yes, I did.
And at some point, do you know if Mr. Michael Dunn got remarried?
Yes.
Okay. Any strained relationship at that point?
No.
Okay. Do you recall the evening of November 23rd, 2012?
Yes.
Was that the day your son Christopher Dunn got married?
Yes.
Okay. Was Michael Dunn at that wedding also?
Yes, he was.
Did you have any ill will or harbored any feelings about Michael Dunn being invited to the wedding?
No.
Was it important to Chris Dunn?
Yes.
Okay. Did Michael show up to the wedding?
Yes, he did.
Was he on time, respectful, anything like that?
He showed up on time and everybody treated him like he was part of the family.
Okay. Any type of animosity or bad blood, any of the in-laws get into a fight with him,
No.
anything like that? All a good time?
We all had a good time.
And did it appear that Mr. Dunn was in good spirits
Yes.
the entire wedding?
The entire wedding, I saw him right before he left.
Okay. Did you have a chance to talk to him during the picture taking, even before any alcohol was served?
Just a little bit.
Okay. And if I could have Defense 32. And is that the little hall there where everybody got married?
Well, they got married outside, that was.
I meant the reception.
Right.
I apologize. I'm a guy, so I just.
That's okay.
On that picture of 32, where were you sitting?
I am on the far right, all the way in the back.
Okay.
Glasses, blue dress.
You could actually, it's a teleprompter. If you touch the screen hard enough, you can actually circle where you are.
Right there.
Okay. And obviously you were in direct contact or line of sight with Michael Dunn?
Right, he's sitting on the other side
Okay.
of Chris and Cinder.
Did you request to sit at a different table for Michael Dunn, anything like that?
No, we just went in and sat, and I just happened to sit at the table with my daughter and her boyfriend and my mom.
Okay. Was it basically seat yourself?
Yes.
Okay. It wasn't assigned seat?
No, there was no assigned seating.
Okay. Can I go to 33, please? Is that you on 33?
Yes.
Okay. Any reservations or hesitance taking a photo with your ex-husband, Michael Dunn?
Oh, no, we made sure that he was in the pictures.
Okay. And that was important to Chris as well as the family?
Right.
Okay. And again, no arguments between the two of you?
No.
Okay. No rehashing what happened at 18 and 19 years old?
No.
Okay. Can I go to 34, please? Is that your mom on the far right of the picture?
Yes.
Okay. And at some point, was your mom, his ex-mother-in-law, upset that Michael Dunn was there?
No, not at all. She liked him. Actually, she danced with him at the wedding.
I was just going to ask that. Any animosity at all between your family and Michael Dunn?
None at all.
And you said she actually danced with Michael
Yes.
Dunn? Okay. Can I go to 35, please? Does that just have some extended family there in picture 35?
My brother and my daughter.
Okay. So his ex-brother-in-law is there.
Right.
Any animosity there?
No.
Any verbal challenges or any kind of anger between anybody?
No, he actually sat at the same table with my brother.
Okay. And can we go to Defense 36, please? Is that kind of now the extended family bigger picture?
Right. My sister, nieces, nephews.
Okay. And did they accept, as you said, Michael Dunn as family?
Right. Nobody had any problems.
Okay. Had alcohol been served yet at this point?
No.
Okay. Were you able to talk to Michael? Was he slurring his words? Anything like that?
Oh, no.
Hard time walking, stumbling, anything like that?
No.
Slurred speech?
No.
Okay. Did he seem fine?
He seemed fine. Seemed happy to be there.
Okay. And again, being in the Keys, have you ever had a chance to see Mr. Dunn impaired by alcohol while you were young?
Yes.
Okay. Did he seem impaired at all that evening?
No.
Okay. Did you have a chance then during the reception to have contact with Michael Dunn?
I saw him a little bit during the reception, then I saw him at the very end.
Okay. And even when he danced with your mom, stepping on her feet, falling over,
No.
impaired, anything like that?
No.
Okay. Can you explain to the jury, was it bar service or self-pour?
Bar service.
Okay. And the drinks, would you say they were heavy-handed or large cups, anything like that?
No, just a little small, weak. Not a lot of alcohol was bought.
Okay. And at any time, did you have any concerns about Michael's behavior from drinking at all?
No.
Okay. And did you say when he left, you actually got to say goodbye?
Yeah, I was actually one of the last ones to see him.
Okay. Did you exchange pleasantries, and was it a nice send-off between the two of you?
Yeah, we had a conversation. He was showing me a picture of his puppy in his phone, made comments about, how well Chris grew up and,
Okay. And did you know that he was actually even leaving to go let the dog out of the cage?
yeah, Rhonda had come out of the building to let him know it was time to go and they were going back to get the puppy.
Okay. Had you ever met Rhonda Rower before?
Not before the wedding.
Okay. Any animosity between the ex-wife and the fiance, anything like that?
Not at all.
Okay. Was everybody in good spirits?
Everybody was in good spirits.
Fantastic wedding?
Nobody at all had any issues.
Okay. Do you remember if any type of music was played where Mr. Dunn got upset by the music?
I think they played pretty much a wide range of music and everybody was fine with it.
Okay. Did Mr. Dunn ever storm out or anything like that?
No.
Did he ever, matter of fact, he was sitting right behind the DJ in one of the pictures, is that
Yeah, he
accurate?
was, well, actually, he sat at the table that was right in front of the DJ the whole time.
Okay. Did he ever storm up out of the room or anything like that, or show any type of anger about the music that was playing?
No.
Okay. Or tell the DJ to turn it down?
No.
Okay. No further questions, Judge.
May I, Your Honor?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, you live in Jacksonville?
Yes.
Did Mr. Dunn ever call you after your son's wedding reception and ask you to take care of his little puppy?
No.
Did he ever call you about anything at all between the hours of 8 p.m. that evening and midnight?
No.
How about
He's never called me, ever.
Okay. How about then between the hours of midnight and 8 a.m.?
No.
Okay. And anytime the next day up till noon?
No.
Had he called you, would you have taken care of his little puppy that he showed you the picture of?
I guess if there would have been a puppy left, I probably would have gone and got it just because it was a puppy.
Okay. Thank you. No further questions, Your Honor.
Mr. Stroller, may she be excused?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Corey?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. You're excused. Next witness.
Judge, we would call Lexi Molinaro.
Lexi Molinaro.
Judge, may we approach briefly and maybe get the other computer back?
Yes, I've just, no. Sure. With the court report? Court report?
Yes, please.
Oh.
I'm anticipating we're gonna, I kind of said this yesterday and it didn't exactly come true, but I think today we really